Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have some coffee. Yeah, there we go. Binky. So the first one, tempted to. I am tempted. This was a fun model to build. Not gonna lie, it was a fun model to build. I think what we're going to do this morning, though, is we're going to get back to this plane quickly and get some gap filling done. And get this thing off the bench. Well, fuck me. Let's see if this will even work. That gap is so huge, it might not. I don't think it's going to support just CA. No way. Hey, Joe. Good morning. Corporal had tours today. Nice. Got something special planned for him? Coffee. Arsenic hot dogs. Well, we don't want to cause anybody death and harm. Arsenic hot dogs. Well, we don't want to cause anybody death and harm. How about just say, get in, get out. Thanks for showing up. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Good with that one. All right. Get rid of that CA glue. All right, I will use poison snack tree. See, there you go. That's okay. Like put some plants like near the door that they have to rub up against, and then ditch the plant. That's all right. Well, no, again, and unfortunately, given the state of the world that we're in right now, I'm trying to get into thinking less violence, not more violence. Less violence, not more violence. All right, real quickly, we're going to work one last thing on the Zaku. I'll show you what that looks like in some. Well, it grows wild up here. Well, again, yeah, if they just casually rub up against it, that's up to them. It is, Joe, and I'm not saying this for you. I'm saying this for myself. I'm trying to get more into the practice what you preach kind of thing. I am absolutely a believer that, one cannot avoid violence 100%, but one should try as hard as you can. I've mentioned before my, one of the episodes of the original Star Trek series that keeps coming back to mind is Bread and Circuses. The episode in which the crew runs into an old, a modern Roman Empire kind of thing. I just been working my ass off for this, and I'm burnt as all. Joe, you know what? I feel for you for that, because I think that we've talked about this. Labor gets abused. It's interesting how, particularly with what's deemed as non-professional labor, you can be abusive to people, as we're seeing right now what's going on. You can be abusive, and it's just not right. But then again, take a look and see what Tom's doing. Tom, who's like an incredibly skilled individual. Look at the bullshit he's got to go through. I don't know. It's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate world we live in. I'm not going to say that things have gotten worse. I think it's always been like this. The battle with labor has always been there. Hey, what's going on, Ken? Hey. But we can continue this tonight if necessary. Don't need to do this now. Not sure I want to be fully depressed. Just partially depressed. That could work. Very quickly, before I do a little calving. It's going to be a little hard to do. And there we go. Show you the top, and we'll show you the bottom. I've got this guy blue tack together. But very happy with the outcome. Very happy. I mean, I'm still going through this and seeing if there's anything else that needs to get done. Like, for example, I am seeing, I'll turn it around real quickly. This guy's floppy, unfortunately. Like, I may end up filling the hole in the hand. Looks great. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it. I like the way it came out. In fact, just even it's standing here in this pose is great. So the reason why it's standing in this pose is because in the left hand in this case, and it'll be the right hand in the other one that I build, it's going to be holding a banner. And that banner is going to say, new for, 0079, the Ferrari, whatever. Peter, hey guys, look at that. Look how proud that chest is. I know. I got to tell you, I sorry guys. Let me see if I get this thing done. Get back into view. And Peter, by the way, how does the audio sound? I'm curious to know, because I know you were one of the guys who were like, "Oh, this is shit." So let me know. But all the detail work that's done on this thing, I'm really happy with. The cleanup work is good. It's a challenged model in that the amount of articulation on this thing is limited, fine. I don't need that. But just like even some of the posability, like the feet are not sitting perfectly flat. They're kind of doing a little of this, right? Sounds fine. No worries. Excellent. Thank you. All right. So I've tweaked out the microphone and I think I've got everything where I need it to be. The only thing is not on this model right now. The only thing I have not put on are the hoses, the waste hose, and I'll get those on right before it gets finished. So right now, this is only being held together with blue tack until we get the thing fully painted, and that's what we got. That is what we got, primed and painted. So, but I can't throw it up there until I get something else off. Well, I guess I can. I'm gonna try to. I got to get some stuff painted. I got to get that little SD kit off the bench. That is the plan. Get the bat plane done now for our July meeting. Misa Hayase for August, and then maybe have the SD Macross kit for September. Pop his head real quickly. And start working on the what they call it, the I guess the theme build for the year. Normally I wouldn't start this early, but you know me. I'm still debating doing the Cerulean project thing too. I generally don't like to commit to stuff like that, just because I don't like doing projects that I commit to and not getting them done. I don't like doing projects that I commit to and not getting them done. Okay, let's get some more coffee in. So anyway, happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Yesterday was an entertaining day at work. I'll regale you in a little bit. I will regale you in a bit. But let's get some more scraping done here. Show you what I'm doing in just a second here. Yeah, I have to keep going a little bit more. Anybody got anything to say? Y'all being quiet. I get nervous when you guys are quiet. Like I've lost audio, lost feed, lost reading stuff. You know, put you to sleep. That would mean that I make you that I'm boring you, and I'd like to think I don't do that. What's going on, Lucas? Good morning. we go. Ooh, hello. Look at this. Happy Friday Eve. Exactly. I'm working for the dirty bean water. Okay, fine. You got a good excuse. The rest of them, not so much. Not so much. Not that it matters much, but I am fascinated by a couple things. So, before I switched over to using a laptop, I would see, I don't know, 100, 200 views of the live stream during it being live. But all of them would last. I mean, I think the average amount of time spent was something like 1.5, 2 minutes or something like that. Now I get anywhere between 4 and 10 people showing up. But the average view time is something like 12 minutes, 13 minutes, 14 minutes or longer. Interesting, right? So I was on the phone working. You're working right now. I don't care if you're on a live stream. What's more important, work or me? And the same to you, Ken. Was on the phone. And I care why. It's all about me, baby. Blue pills helps go longer. Nice. It was just work calling to tell me that they appreciate me. Yeah, right. Hey, Ken, I want you to know we love you to death. So I went jogging with my wife yesterday and I'm only semi-awake. Wow. So, Peter, is she a jogger? And were you just kind of like trailing along? Got to make that Patreon money. George. Yeah, not. I don't, you guys know, I don't want to make this it'll do a profit center. I just want to have fun. So speaking of profit centers, right? So yesterday, have to go to look at repairing something that we just did at a client's house. I don't believe it was our fault. We were conservative in our judgment on some shades. It was the right decision. However, they want to go a little bit wider. It's taking something out of tolerance. We're going to do it. But we had to do some measuring and stuff. I only run when being chased. Oh, I'm the same way. Yeah, my wife says that all the time. She goes, a bear could be chasing me. I'm not running. No, turning over a new leaf. Both of you. Both of you? Ooh, how lovely. Love it. You are making me, you're inspiring me. Anyway, so as I'm getting ready to come in, I come to the office, I'm getting my stuff prepped. The boss comes in and he's just like, well, are you guys prepared for this? And he's giving that denigration type of commentary. And I finally turned to him and I said, look, if you think you can do better, if you want to go do this, go do it. I'll stand back. No. I'm just saying that you guys need to be prepared. And you're the project manager. He just doesn't have experience in this like I do. I'm like, if you want to go, you go. I lost 15 pounds in 3 weeks. Really? Good for you. Did you really? And by doing what? Are you on some kind of like diet med? Excuse me. Anyway, so then when I call my project manager down, we're ready to take off. And I say, hey, both you guys, look, you got to have confidence in what we're doing. You got to be able to go out there and understand that, you know what, even if your experience is not as strong as somebody else's, as the owner of the company, you got to instill and inspire your team, not sit there and say, gee, you sure you can handle this? You got to say, I know you're not as experienced. That's okay. I've seen you do good work. Go out there and do it. Have any questions, give me a call. So the boss is like, well, I think you're oversimplifying. It's like, no, I'm not. So I chastised him. 5 minutes. We actually ran a little late to go to the meeting, but I told him, this is unacceptable. And then when we came back, it's like, hey, I'd like to review what we just saw to the boss. I said, I'd like to review this with you. I said to him, but I'm not going to deal with your shit telling me what we didn't do or how you would have done it better. You come in, we have a good conversation, figure out if everything is okay. It kind of gives me the little stink eye. It's like, I'm not dealing with your shit anymore. I'm serious. Anyway, it was actually a very productive meeting after that, so it was good. I may have some form of I've been feeling like death for 2 years. I was going to get screened for cancer. Shit, Lucas, really? Ouch. All right. Well, as somebody who's married to somebody who has Crohn's, you stay on top of that stuff. First week, chicken and rice. By day 5, I felt like $1 million. Really? Dietary change made the difference, huh? Won't go into the specifics, but I'm curious as to what you came off of, what you started consuming that's made the difference. I'm not sure this is the right form for that, and I certainly won't press for that, but interesting. So yesterday was actually a bit of a cathartic day at work. And not because I feel like I wanted to treat the guy like an asshole, but just to kind of clear the air. It's like, we got to get through this stuff. This lack of professionalism is unacceptable. And it felt good to kind of clear the air. We are almost there. There we go. That's good enough. Good enough. No more bloat, no foggy brain, no more acid reflux. Wow. I got to tell you, Lucas, I'm really happy to hear that, brother. Amazing just what a diet can do, right? Okay. Oops. Let's get. Yeah, I'll use a brush. Okay. So what I did was inside. See if I can get this thing to focus a little bit. Ooh, hello. There it goes. Sorry, guys. There's a channel right inside. You see where that white piece is right up the top there? The snout. There's a channel in there. And when the two halves came together, there's just a little bit of a seam line, So I just literally took a chisel and just went inside and just kind of scraped it away. I was originally thinking of just kind of sanding it, but it's kind of hard to get some kind of sanding device in there. Chisel eliminated it. Kick dairy, gluten, and processed meats like sausage, pepperoni. Yeah. Nice. Kicking dairy. Wow. So are you using something to substitute dairy? Now I'm kind of curious. Cook with and eat only olive oil and avocado oil. Nice. Yeah, good. Wish I wasn't on these steroids. My appetite is outrageous. I ate a large pizza last night and a pint of ice cream. Look at my wife. Is there more? I contain the void. Wow. Damn. Yeah, good for Lucas, right? That's impressive. All right, so that's done. So once again, there we go. On this one, the right hand has the rifle, and the left hand will be holding a flyer. Not substituting dairy. Yep. Okay. So that's sitting there. I'm very close to taking the plane. It's like this morning I was going to fill in a little bit of gap, and I will. Got the putty here. But I got to tell you, I don't know. Is that the straw that broke the camel's back? Lucasfilm processed meat as well. Yeah, the only thing we do is like, because I don't do a whole lot of meat. We do, chicken breasts and that kind of stuff, and then on the occasion we'll do like a chicken sausage or something like that. Not very often. One of the things I want to start getting into more, grilling up more fish, especially now that we're into the summer season. So a little bit more of that, but yeah. Pasta's a tough one to get rid of. And my doctor's told me in the past, it's like, yeah, you want to cut back on that. It's like, that's a tough one. All right. So I believe, I've been thinking quite a bit about this, and I want to get some opinions on this. So, supplement regimen of a multivitamin, green tea extract, D3 muscane, magnesium, Paragard, which help, but gut biome. Yeah, with gut biome. Yeah, nice. So it's starting to clear that stuff out. Great. Good for you, Lucas. All right. So for a while now, I've been thinking about finishing this thing, even though I know I am not proud of this work. And, I guess over the years, I've set a very high bar for myself. Nice, another plane. No, this is the one that's been sitting here for the last month as I've been pissed off at it. I am unhappy with this. And frankly, if you take a look, I'm going to show you, let's see if I can actually, if you can see it. I don't understand why this thing, let's see if I can actually get this thing to focus. It's funny. This camera, I may have to replace this camera at some point. I'm not going to go out of my way to do it. There it is. You can see that gap where the canopy is coming into onto the fuselage, right? You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Lucas, got to be here on a daily basis, brother. Every day. Every day. Just kidding. I get it. So this plane has been sitting here for a month. I think this may be the straw that broke the camel's back. Could I fix it? Yeah. But when I'm done and this plane is kind of painted or whatever, am I going to be happy with the result? Is this something that I'm going to put out there or show to people and say, hey, you know what? I'm happy with this work. And I believe I'm at the stage now where I don't think I can do that. So I think this is one of two things is going to happen. Likely, I'm going to turn it into a paint mule. Just hit it with paint, see what works, that kind of thing. Find another jet. I do want to finish something from the Kirk collection. I think this is a poor choice. Not blaming anybody. It was my choice. But I think this thing, it's either that or it's getting thrown in the trash. I am not a big fan of just like trashing stuff. Never have been. So I think I am going to just turn it into a paint mule. I have a paint mule already. It's a robot, but now I've got the old ZA, which is great. I like that model. Actually, that model was more enjoyable than this piece of shit. But I think this thing is just going to become a paint mule. So, and I'm bumming by it because I put effort, time into it, and I try to do my best with it. But it's like I'm just not happy with the results in any way, shape, or form. And I think it's like, for me, everybody's got their thing. For me, I have to feel good about a project when I'm done with it. Do a crazy paint job in honor of that judge. And that's a possibility too. And I still might just kind of hit it up with a bunch of paint. It's just that I can't present it because it's just the finish quality on this thing is just, I didn't want to put the effort into it. It's just not worth it. So if it's not worth it, I don't want to fully complete it. Good practice for Zoe to paint, perhaps. That's not a bad idea too. You know what? And that's, again, great options. Like I said, I don't like trashing stuff, but this is not going to be something that I'm going to hang my hat on or display anywhere. So this is actually, I think I've kind of determined this thing is now coming off the bench and it's going to find a home somewhere. In fact, I'm going to probably toss in this drawer here with my, don't feel bad about it. Move on to something you enjoy and don't look back. Yeah, I don't. And that's the whole thing, you know, and this isn't a hubris thing, but with the size of my backlog, the stuff that I really want to do, is this the thing that I want to spend more time working on? The answer is no, I don't. And again, I was at like the 2-yard line, ready to just kind of hit this thing with putty, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to do that. So diorama prop, possibly, and that's a good thing because this thing can get set aside at some point. It could be used like, oh, you know what? I could have a crash plane scene or something like that. Sure, but for now. And there were some things about it that I enjoyed doing. As an example, if we recall, except for Lucas, who decides not to show up on a regular basis. Just joking, Lucas. I did, the machine gun placement, drilling out and using needles on this thing. There they are. Was, again, a fun experiment, right? Try something a little different that I've never done before, using syringes. So, all right. So this is now getting tossed into the oil drawer. You get what you pay for. Exactly. Hey, Seb. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Morning, everyone. Monkeys in flight suits vandalizing it. It's possible. Good morning, people. Hey, Mason. Good morning, brother. What's going on? All right. So I think I got to find something. I think we're going to start the second one, or maybe I'll do the old one. I haven't decided. I'm doing repair on the old one, but this guy is now officially done, except for what they call it. Oops. Hello. Except for the hoses. Fine. Just woke up from my night shift. And how are you? Hey, guys. I'm doing well. I had a good work day yesterday. Productive day. Had a good couple of meetings last night. Did have our Region 1 meeting, which is good. I didn't even speak much, surprisingly enough. Ray, when did you get in? He snuck in. He just sits there and just gets ready to drop some kind of a dad joke. You can have them spray painting Kirk on the side of it. Graffiti. That'd be cool. Actually, you know what? That could be kind of fun. I think that would be, as an experiment, as a paint mule, it's going to be fun. So we got Peter, Mason, Lucas, Joe, Ray, Seb, Ken. I think I got almost everybody. Is Nick on today? He wasn't on yesterday either. It's weird when Nick's not on. Actually, feel like shouldn't have slept. Uh-oh. Too much partying, cavorting last night. Graffiti. I do like the concept of graffiti. Might be something good to try because I got to tell you, I love graffiti art. I have zero ability to do that kind of stuff. I think Nick is on vacation. I'm sorry, guys. Can I? And that's an excuse why? Yeah. Fine. I go on vacation. I still take you guys with me. I'll see him do the next thing and start sanding. Yeah, that's exactly it. All righty. I actually kind of like leaving it like this, like it's trying to crawl out of this cup. Kick the bum out. Yeah, I'm done with you. I used to know a Nick. Let's pull this guy up. So it's likely this model is older than many of you. In fact, oh man, and in some ways, wow, this is interesting. Yeah. I am not sure this detail is going to come through. So it is likely this model is from way back, like one of the original, because I probably bought this in 85. It'll stay at 0 if you don't do anything about it. Yeah. Take a look. Let me see if this detail will come through. Look at, like, you don't see that anymore. Like, you can actually see what appear to be the molding marks. It's almost like you got all of these like little fine scratches, like it was like the mold was just sanded, right? Saku Burlesque in a martini glass. Exactly. I'm going to list of the many half-done models I'd like to bring to PackCon. I need to get busy. Yeah, me too. In fact, do I have access to it? Oh, I think I might. I've been thinking a lot about one of the, I think this is going to be one of the models I'm going to try to get to next year. I want to get back to finishing this guy. This is the freebie. I'm going to do some, I'm going to change some stuff up on it. I've already done some work on it, but this guy here, I think is going to have to get worked on again. I'm going to be, it's funny. I haven't worked on this thing in at least 4 years, but the amount of stuff that I've learned over the last bunch of years and the amount of stuff I want to change up. Yeah. Like this is, so back in the day, Bandai, I'm not sure if they still do with this one, but they used to give away a Gundam at a show that you could build, but it was not like an EG or anything like that. It was one specifically designed to be assembled at a show. Same here, and I hashes the nerve having snapped the new kit last night. Oh, I do that. Oh, no, that's a different thing. Snapping assemblies, like I'm almost done with the Dunbine. I'll be working on something else. Snapping something is different. Like full completion, that's a different game. I've got, I don't know, probably about 200 or 300 models that are like all in like in an assembled form, but whether or not they're like I'm planning on fully finishing them, I don't know. Like there's things that I probably won't ever finish, like the Silver Bullet suppressor. I'll never take the full finish. It's just not a. I kind of enjoyed assembling it, kinda, but it's like okay, I built it. Nah, either give it away or something. We'll see. But if you take a look at underneath here, the way this thing was actually done, I actually added in a bunch of epoxy putty to fill in a bunch of gaps that were underneath here. That's the way this thing kind of came together. I am going to look at like, but now looking at like the thrusters there, I'm going to bore those out and actually make them into real thrusters. It's tough for George to get full completion. Truer words have not been spoken. So, but this project, I remember working on this thing and having such an amazing amount of fun doing stuff that this was the precursor to working on the Spartan. And looking at things like all of the new detail work, fucking white on white balance. Can't even see it here. All the detail work that was done on the assembly, the attachment points for the shield. This is blast. I want to get back to it. It's a little vignette that I've come up with, and I want to get back to it. So this will likely end up being a project I'll be working on next year. In fact, if Lucas is still here, Lucas may remember when I was working on this thing, I was practicing doing battle damage. This is an EG, doing like bullet holes. And I actually picked up like a hot knife to try different things. Let's see if I can get some focus on it. There you go. Practicing different techniques on this EG. But how things have changed, because now I look at this and I just say, okay, how close am I to scale? Scale has become something that I'm looking at much, much more closely now. I need to bring this one to full completion by PatCon. Can I ask which one it is, or are you keeping it a secret, Mason? A second, as I get my drawer back in here. There it goes. So that's one that I want to kind of wrap up. But this one is kind of interesting. This is one I want to maybe just get back to doing finish work on. Just get it done. Not that it's missing pieces, but I think I can get some of this done. Excuse me. Yeah, it's missing the rifle. Yeah, it's missing the rifle. Oh, the new Zeal. Yeah, nice. I had to finish at least one of my dumb projects, like Mad Max, Happy Feet, Cars crossover. Yes, get that done. Okay, you ready for work? Have a good one, guys. Peter, you too, brother. Thanks for popping in this morning. Always a pleasure seeing you here. Did you get her dragon? Is what I snapped up last night. How was that? Is the Getter Dragon a new model? I don't remember that one. Not that I know much of the Getter Robo or any of that series. It's incredible. Mason, don't hold back. What do you really think? Bang. Okay. Question is, I'm just gonna glue this thing together. I'm not looking to do anything like this cotton stuff, this cotton filler stuff. I'm kind of done with. I'm actually gonna take that off. 40-year-old cotton gone. Let's just get some of this thing glued up. That's all I want to do. Just get this thing glued up. And maybe have it sit here as a mascot. Hey, Clint, good morning. What's going on, brother? No idea what the hell it's about. Must have sanded this thing down after I painted. That's kind of stupid. Yeah. I've been known to do stupid shit. Yo, Clint. All right. If I apply thin cement, it will do damage. Well, that's okay. I'm just looking to get this thing assembled again. Yo, Clint. Hanging in there. Allergies are not playing nice today. Oh. How's the new place, though? How are the new digs? In fact, my 12th and 13th is my RC club on patrol. Someone is bringing rather large Fokker Albatross. Looking forward to seeing a bunch of World War I and Golden Age aircraft. Nice. Sounds like a little bit of RC heaven. Hoping to be in this weekend. Work has been so busy, haven't had time to fully move in. Oh, really? Ugh. Well, hopefully work being busy means you're making extra money. Excuse me. Guys, I apologize. Okay. You know what? On second thoughts, we're going to use plastic magic, which is probably going to be destructive, and I'm okay with that. I got to tell you, I used to do some really good work. I'm not going to lie. I used to do some good work. One second, guys. I just want to get some glue laid down here. There we go. Use that together. Not too hard, just enough to tack it. I don't care if there's a seam line there. How are you and the family doing? Doing all right. Had a nice graduation week last week. My my younger daughter graduated high school, so that was nice. And then my wife was down. We had relatives from Texas up, so that was all good. And the work week started out badly, and it's actually gotten better. So no complaints. No complaints. No, not loud ones. Terribly loud ones. Not right now, at least. Okay. We got that kind of pressed together. There is a seam line. Just barely see it, but I'm not going to repaint this model. I don't want to. All I want to do is just get this thing assembled. Whatever parts are here, I'm going to keep. If some point down the road, if I find a spare part, like a hose that's missing, I'll do that. But I'm not really caring. I'm not really caring too much. So this was basically built back in the day in the traditional fashion of you just follow the instructions and just start gluing stuff together. So clamping stuff around something else. In fact, interesting thing, this is kind of funny. So this, I don't know what happened to this model in its many years, but two halves coming together, right? But if you take a look very carefully, you can actually see the way it's split. It didn't split down the middle. It's almost like the part broke. Let me see if I can do it this way. There we go. You actually see how it broke. Which is fine. It'd be nice to get this thing kind of done. Just again, a little something to get off the bench. I'm kind of in a, I guess I'm in a bit of an old Zaku mode right now. Anyway, how's anybody got anything special planned for today? I probably asked a few people this earlier, but just if anybody else has anything else going on, let me know. I'm curious. We got the 7 o'clock thing tonight. Just softening the plastic a little bit now, and then I'm going to put it assemble and then hit it up again with plastic cement. Heard you saying you're not caring, CC. You're not caring anymore. I'm not caring anymore. It kind of sounded like that, didn't it? I'm not caring anymore. It's back to being old George. Okay, let's get the bottom of this thing tacked. Wow. I wonder what the hell I used on this thing at one point. Where the hell I put this thing? Now, this is kind of fascinating. I'm pretty sure these were enamel paints back in the day. Going to see Paul Simon tonight. Lisa really likes him. It's her birthday. Oh, that's nice. Really? Where's he playing? Oh, that's awesome. Have a fun time, Mason. I can dig Paul Simon. What is he, like in his 90s now? Worked in club meeting. I still need to decide what to raffle, but since Katie is gone, I stayed up all night paying. Is she up in at the Wang Center? Wow. Is it still called the Wang Center? Is she up in Maine? Now I'm talking about Katie. Bye. So Plastic Magic is causing a lot less destruction on the paint. Interesting. It is. Wow, that's wild. Oh shit. Okay. So I'm going to just leave it like that. She's in Minnesota learning about adhesives. Really? Can I go to Minnesota and learn about adhesives? I'd like to learn about adhesives. Okay. I think we're going to leave the rest of this for tomorrow. And then this will give me a chance tomorrow also to figure out what the hell I want to do in terms of what I want to work on. What do I want to work on next? But, you know, I know I've been saying it a lot, and I apologize if I repeat myself a lot about this. I so enjoy working on these old models. It's interesting how full circle it came. This is what I started with. When I got back into the hobby, I started working on some of the old models. I'm like, oh, okay. And I picked up some of the new HGs. Wow, these are fun. Had a good couple of years of just assembling that stuff. And I do enjoy a lot of that. Don't get me wrong. And over the last few years, it's kind of like I'm now going back to, those are fun. I like snapping together stuff, and those are really cool. But the joy still lies in working on these older models. So I'm transitioning back to, I guess, what I've really been enjoying. I love these old models. Am I repeating myself? I love these old models. Have I said that enough? I love these old models. Sends you a 3M class. Sure, have at it. Nice. Well, I think there are going to be some, there's some training that's going to be happening for us soon. And I'm going to start insisting on taking more training. All right, just gluing this piece back in. And then that's the last thing, and I'm going to call it a session after that. I don't want to repaint this thing. I'm not going to touch it up. In fact, having it here next to maybe one of these other models is kind of cool, just to see, you know, the work that I did that I was pretty proud of back in the day and how much I've come along since. You know, setting these two aside, I think, is going to be rather fascinating. There we go. Oops. A little split action going on there. Excuse me a second. I'm just going to drop a little. There we go. Get that glued in. Got to head out. Have a great day, everyone. Mason, you as well, my friend. You as well. Have fun with Lisa tonight. That sounds awesome. Okay. That's done. Get that closed up. All right. We're going to let this guy, he's now got another leg to stand on. Let him sit there. And then tomorrow I'll get the other side done. Talking about old models. I have some Airfix one. I hope the decal are still viable. Yeah. So, Seb, I've worked on models where the decals are 30, 40 years old. I tried using ones that were 60 years old, 55. Sometimes they worked. But the ones I've had from 30, 40 years, as long as they've been well maintained, and I guess there's tricks to kind of revitalizing them. I don't know what those are. I've heard about it, but yeah, give it a try. See what happens. Welcome back to This Old Model. Norm Abrams and Bob Vila aren't here, but George is. Slater Mason. Thank you to Mason. Yeah. All right, guys. Let me empty that little cup. Got this guy sitting here a little side by side tomorrow, but I'm kind of excited. And I'm thinking about building the third one. I am thinking about breaking out the other one and just getting the two for the Ferrari display built up. We'll see. Unless I get bored and come up with something else. I'm kind of itching to do either another plane or maybe even a tank. I love tanks. Stay safe and stay sane, everyone. Thanks for being on this morning. I really do appreciate it. Good conversations all around. Just fun, low-key conversations. That'll change tonight. Maybe not fully. So I will be doing my OSG Unleashed thing tonight at 7 p.m. If anybody wants to participate in that, join in and listen to what George thinks about the world burning, I'll fill you in. But in the meantime, go out there and brighten the world as much as you can. Show love, respect, do good. The amount of destruction that we're laying on each other is it's uncalled for. We don't need this. We need to show love and respect for people, not denigrate and vilify. So go out there and show love, do good by others. And with that, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., tonight, 7 p.m., and I will catch you all on the flip. Love you all. Peace.